last time you saw us, we were parked on an actual beach, waking up to the ocean right outside the window of our van. But now, guys, we're in Texas. We've spent the last few days with our son and his brand new bride right here in Texas. And while we were here, well, Bob got a few really important things done.
One really important fix. Can you guess what that is? Okay, here we go. And the second was an upgrade that our van desperately needed to resolve some of our issues.
And if you're new here, we're Bob and Hillary. We're the two that left normal life to go on the road and try and see all 50 states by Class B van. Today we're going to Fort Worth. We're gonna try to do the most Texas things that we can find.
I have never been to anything like this.
Nope.
I've only seen it on TV.
We're gonna try and go see them walk cattle down the street in downtown Fort Worth. I have no idea what that's about, but it feels very Texan to us, so we're gonna do it. Plus, we're gonna cook a meal on our stove and try the new propane.
Wish me luck. Get in here down close.
Oh gosh.
In case it goes boom.
But while we go into Buc-ee's, you guys are gonna see the fix and the upgrade, and we'll see you after that, probably in Fort Worth.
So, as you guys know, this is a really difficult place to work. So for those of you that don't remember, or maybe haven't seen the episode, we had a massive propane leak right here underneath the van where our tank is at. This was the hose that failed, and it actually failed right there in that crack. And there's lots of other cracked areas on the hose as well. This high pressure propane hose is now going to be replaced with this one. It is all prepped. I've got my 90. I've got my MPT connection with my thread tape on there. Right here is our main propane tank, and this is the fill nozzle that comes in and fills the tank. This right here is the electronic shutoff valve that we flip on the side of the van to, turn on propane, and this is the manual valve. So when we had our leak, I shut this valve and was able to calm everything down and be able to make the van safe to work on it. So I'm going to install our new hose here, and then unfortunately it goes way up here, kind of in this connection here for the regulator, which is behind this little box right here. And they had the hose wrapped around really tight up here, and I think that was part of the problem. So now I have a much longer hose, so I can kind of wrap it around a little bit better, I think, and then secure it that way. So this is my fitting that will go inside the regulator right here. I connected here at the tank. I wrapped it up and around, went above it, secured it back over here, looped it around one more time, and then 90'd right here. And I think, let me tighten everything up, but I think we will be ready to pressurize the system. All right, let's do final snugness with big crescent. Okay, that's good. Here. Okay, so my order of operations for testing pressure. First, I'm gonna open up this valve here, and I'm gonna put some soapy water on all of these connections and make sure that they're sealing. And then I will slowly open up this manual valve. That way, if there's any leaks, I can just quickly close this and we'll be fine. Or if I should say if I see any bubbling. Once we do that, then we'll run inside and test it up there. Okay, here we go. Here's my soapy water. A little more over here. Okay, moment of truth. Whoa. The valve is all the way open. I do have some bubbles right here and right here. Okay, let me close this. Start with this one up here. I'm gonna need a real crescent wrench, I think, I want to just double check this one. We are gonna have propane again. I don't think that's leaking. It's really hard to tell. Okay, I think I'm done under here. Oh, well, I think we're ready to test the stove and see if Hillary can make us some food. Now, it's usually going to take a minute because I've got to purge all the air out of the line. Don't smell propane yet. You can hear it. Okay, now I'm smelling it. Oh, it's working. Wow, it's working. All right, let's try the other side. Oh, it's working. Woohoo! Well, I would call that a success. We got the propane hose reinstalled, kind of looped around and secured, and everything works here in the galley. So I'm actually pretty impressed, happy that it's back and working. That also means that we can have some heat and hot water. I have an awesome opportunity to be able to do some maintenance projects on our van that require me removing our bed, digging into our systems, and really getting into things. It's so tough to do that on the road because I essentially end up having a yard sale at a campsite, and I don't want to do that. So now that we're here, I've got this great opportunity and I'm going to take full advantage of it. And I wanted to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, eTrailer. They sent us this 3,000 watt inverter. We've been having some issues with ours, and we hope to resolve it with this. And as you can see here on the box, it is a single leg advanced pure sine inverter charger. So it both inverts and charges our batteries. We also got this very big clear display so that we can control it, at the front of the van. And I think one of the things that I'm really excited about is it has really good ventilation. Because it's inside of our van, in a cabinet, I always worry about ventilation, and this unit has some really significant fans on the back of it. Plus, it's really easy to actually get inside and connect all of your wires. Everything's clearly marked. I really like that aspect. So before I get started, if you're interested in this item or any of the upgrades that we've done to the van, I'll put a QR code right here on the screen where you guys can click on that. You can take a look at our storefront for all of the items that we've installed or that we like from eTrailer. So now I'm going to dig into the van, tear things apart, and get this thing installed. So one thing that I do need to do is turn off the 12 volt system because there is power still over here, but I do need to turn off the batteries. So that's right in here. So what you've got up here, this is your shore power and it's marked S. You've got red and black wire, negative and positive, going to the bus bar under the van. And then you have your inverter power going out. I do notice that we've got these interesting plugs, kind of quick connects. Don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna go ahead, disconnect everything because I think it's pretty straightforward as far as what they've got. Oh, and don't let me forget, we've got the ground right here. So in my van, I've got these quick connects. I don't really know how I feel about them, but this makes it a little easier. I can land this wire on the inverter because this is shore power. I just have to remember which one is shore power. Inverter's out. I'm gonna try to leave you guys right here so you can actually see what I'm doing. But we've got the AC in on this side, AC out on this side. This is the shore power cord. It's marked S. Slide it through, plug it in. Boy, they made that so easy. I'm thinking I'm gonna disconnect the other plug. I just have to make sure I get them labeled correctly. Because on this side, you've got your fans and your on-off switch. So this just needs to be slid inside here and then mounted up. And there's a couple things that I really like about this unit. First off, it's lightweight, easy to install. I mean, you guys have seen how easy that is. I'm impressed by that. I think one of the other things that I didn't mention is you can actually connect to this through Bluetooth. So obviously I need to set that all up once we get it in here. That was a little more challenging than I expected to just get the first two in. There are two more holes. I think I'm just gonna grab some screws. That'll just prevent it from rocking out. The weight is actually being held by the top two bolts and lock washers on the top. I've gotten the inverter mounted, the grounding cable connected. It's all secured, ready to go. The shore power is connected and the output power is connected. Now I just need to connect to the battery leads. I think this is going to be a little bit of a fight just based on how tight this cabinet is. So watch and be entertained. So let's do the positive one first, and I put it behind here, through here, and oh, it's gonna go on. It just needs a little help. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That was a battle of wills getting that in. And the only issue was really that the wire lugs that were on my wire were slightly different angles, I think, than the ones that come with the kit. And of course, I just reused the existing ones. So it was a little bit of a battle to get them in there kind of angled just perfect so that they could get seated. But I got my positive wire landed, my negative wire landed. I got the shore power on the top and the output power all connected. I kind of rerouted some of the cables down here, cleaned it up. Right here is where the exhaust is. So my plan, there's a panel that goes over this area. I'm actually going to put a vent right here so that the air coming out of the inverter can vent directly there.
Look at your shirt.
It's humid. I'm not used to the humidity. I think I'm ready to test. So we have removed the old one, installed the new one. We wired up the shore power, the output power, the DC positive, DC negative, and we have our screen so that we can program everything, temporarily set up just so that we can check it. I also installed the temperature sensor, basically ran it back around here and tied it to the battery that's right behind it. And then I did a little wire cleanup, moved a few things around so we've got some good airflow off the back of it. And then before I close up this panel, I'll install my vent. I did not film moving and cleaning some of this stuff up because it's pretty lame. So with that, I am ready to, the first thing I'm going to do is turn the battery on, and then that should power this, I hope. And then I will program it. Then I will plug in the solar charge controller, and then I'll turn on the inverter so it can start inverting, and then I'll run a little test with an outlet. So I was able to get everything all set up through this screen, and I have it all configured for our battery size and lithium and all that good stuff. And you can see here that I'm connected to shore power and that I'm inverting. And I can also hear that the inverter is actually running, charging our house batteries. And where's my phone?
And can we just quickly say the instructions for that helped Bob out. We're going to give these a little shout out because he definitely needed these.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
That's true. And you can see that we're charging our house batteries at 94 amps right now. So we're putting in about 1.3 kilowatts are being charged right now. So everything's working perfect.
Okay, we're done.
We are done. Wanted to give a huge shout out to eTrailer for helping us with this inverter project. I am really impressed with this Dometic 3000 watt pure sine inverter. It's super easy to install, was a drop-in replacement for the one we had. And if you guys are interested in getting your hands on one of these, you can click this QR code that I'll leave right here on the screen, and you can get yourself one as well. So huge thanks to eTrailer for sponsoring this video. Now back to wherever we are.
We are 48 minutes from Fort Worth, or maybe downtown Fort Worth, wherever we're going. And Bob wanted to give you an update, or not even an update, kind of an extension of what you just saw from him installing that inverter.
So with the install, there's two things I really didn't highlight, which was one, the final mounting of the display. I had to get a hole saw, and it was a little bit more work that I didn't show you guys yet the final install of the display. And then after I did that, I remembered that there's a GoPower app. So I downloaded that, set it up, got everything connected.
He's trying to watch the road apparently, but here is the app he's talking about, right?
Yep. So you're able to connect to the display and the inverter.
AC output,
and then it
power,
will show you
DC power, inverter status, inverting. I mean, I don't know what all that means, but
it means it's working. Okay. We're not on shore power.
Okay.
And everything's working great.
Fort Worth, we're here. And we got
a great parking spot.
only cost us $25 for 12 hours.
I don't think there's any cheap parking here.
So we're kind of like in this Fort Worth Stockyards district, which I had no idea this existed before yesterday, if I'm being honest. Fort Worth is nicknamed Cowtown because of its cattle driving history. The Stockyards were once one of the largest livestock markets in the US. Real Texas Longhorns are driven down the street twice daily. So that was the one thing that drew me here, was I definitely want to see that. And it's the only twice daily cattle drive in the world.
That makes sense, because I don't think they're like doing that anywhere else in the world.
I'm just excited. This is fun. To lunch at Vancaskeys, I think.
I think that's how you say it.
I don't know. Okay, here's the deal. We just got great intel. We found out that there is a rodeo here tonight at the Cow something Coliseum.
Right.
Cowtown
Yeah, I don't
Coliseum.
know what the name of it was.
And our server, I asked her, I said, should we go? And she was like, absolutely. So we just purchased tickets for a rodeo. I think it's our first ever rodeo.
For sure, I've never been.
I've never been. We have no cowboy attire though, or no rodeo attire, so we're gonna be on the hunt for cheap rodeo attire. But guys, we're going to a rodeo.
We need to look the part.
Bad news so far. This area is very, very expensive.
Yeah, definitely on the higher end of things.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know if we're gonna have any outfits for tonight because it's in the hundreds of dollars. The hat I would choose, but it's $188. You like it?
It's cute.
I think it's a lot of money for one night.
Howdy. Stay straight. Have faith right there.
So this is behind the scenes of the cattle drive.
Did you say England?
We just walked up and they're like, come right in, sit down.
ladies
We're
and
like,
gentlemen.
"Oh, okay. So
I heard Nebraska.
enjoy.
The Texas Longhorn and the American Cowboy are two of the most enduring symbols of the Old West. They're the big reason why Fort Worth earned the nickname Cowtown. Now, the romance and mystique of the cowboys and the cattle drives remains in Fort Worth with the Fort Worth herd.
We just stumbled upon that behind the scenes experience.
Yeah, and super cool. Tons of really cool facts that I didn't know. A lot of the cattle drives were as a 20-year period after the Civil War, and it's because Texas was essentially broke and they needed to get cattle, which was their only resource that they really had, north, and that's because that's where the railroad was up in Oklahoma. And so they would go in the springtime because that's when all the like new growth was out, and then they would graze all the way up there and fatten up.
Yeah, it was extremely educational and it's free, but they do, there's a place to donate because it's nonprofit, right?
Yep.
To help out. So we just stumbled upon that. We had no idea. And it only happens Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I believe, at 1:30, from 1:30 to 2:30.
Yep.
That's it, for once a day, behind the scenes. So if you come here, do the behind the scenes, worth it.
All right, it's time to see if my propane fix worked. I'm going to turn it on so that we can make a little bit of dinner on the stove. And let me see here. All right, here we go. Well, it's on. And I don't hear anything and I don't see anything. Well, that's good. But we're here at the Stockyards getting ready to go to the rodeo. And so I want to make a quick little bit of broccoli cheese rice before we head in.
Should I be worried? You turned on the propane?
Yes, the propane is on.
Why does it make me so worried? Did you check and make sure no propane was coming out? And
I
did you listen?
I showed them.
Okay.
No noise, or
Okay.
at least that we could hear.
Okay. We don't have a lot of time. The rodeo's starting in less than an hour. And we're missing ingredients to a meal we were going to make tonight. So we both decided this is all we care to eat tonight. That's it. We're just going to eat some rice before we go into the rodeo. And we are filming on Bob's phone because you can only take phones into the rodeo. No cameras at all, but you can do video on phone. So that's how you guys are coming with us tonight.
Right. Wish me luck. Get in here down close.
Oh gosh.
In case it goes boom.
Jeez. Scary. I hate this.
I hear it.
I hate propane. Yeah. I don't want propane anymore. Is that okay?
It just smells hot. It's been so long since we've had it.
Are we sure we're going to be okay?
We do have a propane detector, and it's not going off.
What's a propane detector?
It's the little alarm that's underneath the seat.
Oh, okay.
Half a cup of low-fat milk.
We have no milk. What are we going to do?
Substitute for half a cup of water.
No, it's going to be watery rice?
I've never added milk before, but let me get my spatula. And then we reduce heat and simmer for 7 minutes. Okay, just look at all that homemade goodness.
All right, we'll see you guys when it's done.
We'll bring it to a boil. Here's your first look.
First look at Bob. He got all ready for the rodeo.
Yeehaw.
Rice is done.
Rice is done.
Guys, we're back in business. We have a stove again. We do love our Instapot though. That is not going away.
No, the Instapot has earned its place. We're sloped. Kind of have to serve with a opposite way.
This is van life. You look out our window. We're just in a parking lot by Billy Bob's Texas. Little establishment, and yeah, the rodeo is going to be right over here, I think.
Yeah, we need to kind of hurry because we got a long, cold walk ahead of us.
We do. And we're just chilling in our van eating dinner.
Who doesn't want to eat some yummy broccoli cheese rice? It looks so good.
I think it does look good actually, and it smells good.
It does smell good.
And don't forget to turn off the propane.
Yes, I will. Should I go do that right this
Yeah,
second?
let's just do it and be done.
Okay. Do you want me to take them with?
No.
All right.
Don't bore them to death. Propane, fix, success. Good job, Bob. If you're watching this, I'm proud of you. I don't know what we would do without you. But it's time to eat. We're going to see you guys on the way to the rodeo.
We're safe.
Safe and sound?
And now we can eat. Okay. Oh, wait. You going on that side? You got to go over
I'll
here.
go on this side. I'll go on this side. All right, we're ready. We got our cowboy gear on. I got a hat today.
I wouldn't call this cowboy, but...
No, it's not. We're trying our best, but we didn't want to spend a ton of money just to blend in. So I got a really cheap hat. Bob got, actually this was fairly cheap also. Yeah. So it's as good as we're getting.
Well priced.
But here we go.
And we kind of fit in. We don't look like out-of-towners.
No, we're like kind of cowboy-ish and van life merged. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Look how long this is.
Yeah, and there's like all these stocks for cattle and stuff. They're all empty.
This is awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Never been to a rodeo before. Like, how many of you have been to a rodeo? Leave rodeo in the comments. Let us know. Oh my gosh, look at this longhorn up here. Oh, here, look at all of them. Look at that one. Whoa. Whoa, look at the wind. We're in. We got our seats. Section B, row 6, seats 11 and 12. These are better than I thought. I didn't even pick the most expensive seats at all.
I don't know if there's a bad seat in the house.
I would agree with that, but the coolest thing is I think we're by where they're like bucking, right?
Yes, they exit right over here on this side.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting. This is crazy.
I have never been to anything like this.
Nope.
I've only seen it on TV.
Yep, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for rodeo?
Oh my gosh.
This is amazing.
Let us celebrate the stars and stripes with unyielding pride, for it represents the land of the free, home of the brave, these United States of America. We lift our hearts in gratitude for the countless blessings you have bestowed upon us. In your precious Son's name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Standing,
They
please
just
do
prayed.
so.
I'm crying. This is
Gentlemen, please
amazing.
remove cover.
Oh gosh,
Wow.
here we go. Almost 6 seconds. This is a heeler and a header, whatever that is.
Here we go.
That's a head.
Did I get him? Did I get him?
No,
Yeah.
I only got 1 foot. Oh gosh, I just ran into a car.
It's almost like you've been drinking, Hillary.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been drinking my water.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my word, it's over.
Yeah, what did you think?
I thought it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Very authentic,
Yeah.
like Fort Worth, Texas
Yeah.
vibe. for
Yeah,
sure.
I think the hardest part was a couple of cowboys did get hurt.
Yep.
One looked like pretty bad, so that was a little tough to watch. But other than that, it was super fun.
Oh, there's.
Oh, there's a horse.
I know it's with somebody. I was like,
Oh.
at first I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So here, let me show him. There's a horse, just randomly walking around over
Just
there.
Random. We're back at the van.
Oh,
Okay,
watch the car.
we got to go find a free place to sleep tonight. Okay, and the craziest part is I said I did not want to win one of these t-shirts. This is a Dallas Mavericks basketball t-shirt. I was like, I'm not trying to win one of those. The couple next to us does, and then hands it to us. I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, but maybe I'll just wear it. Well, actually, any fans out there? Should I send it to you? Billy Bob, Texas is a happening place right now. And it is very loud and very party vibes tonight.
Yeah, that's insane. There's no way we could stay here, and I don't even want to be around this place.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun, but it's just not our jam.
Yeah, I'm sure they're having a blast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Bob's getting his bearings. This is what happens.
I'm always,
Look at this is all crazy.
I know, and you can see the traffic behind me. It's like
Bumper to bumper.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
our plan is to go to a Cracker Barrel. We found one 5 miles away, and it allows overnight parking. So
But it's going to take more than 5 minutes to get there.
yeah, it's gonna take 15 minutes to get there.
I am so glad we backed in.
Wow, Bob, did you just say that?
I'm turning over a new leaf. Backing in made it much easier to get out of that spot.
Yeah.
This parking lot's really tight, and that would have been
Horrendous.
quite challenging.
Yep.
Okay.
We made it. We actually made it to McDonald's. We're just craving some fries, at least I am. Bob really didn't want to go, but He's humoring me. But Cracker Barrel's right next to McDonald's. So we made it, but this is where we're leaving you guys. We're going to see you guys next week in a different state. Can you guess which one?
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you next week.